Taxi operator killed by men posing as passengers. A taxi operator was shot and killed at the intersection of Mountain View Avenue and Windward Road in Kingston Tuesday afternoon. He has been identified as Kemar Minto. The attack was reportedly carried out by men posing as passengers. Following the shooting, the area was cornered off. East Kingston police are investigating. Westmoreland laborer killed by men posing as police. A man was shot and killed after men posing as police entered his home in Betterton, Westmoreland on Monday morning. He has been identified as 23-year-old Anthony Evans, otherwise called AG, a laborer of Agal Mountain in the community. The incident happened at 1:30 a.m. Reports from the police are that Evans and his 17-year-old girlfriend were inside their one-room board dwelling with the entrance door open when three men, all armed with handguns, walked up on their veranda and shouted, "Police, police." According to the police, the teen hid under the bed whilst Evans walked to the door. Shortly after, a loud explosion was heard, after which the men pushed open the door and began to fire shots on Evans. The three men then left on foot in the area towards the Betterton direction. The police were alerted, and on their arrival, the now deceased man was seen lying on his right side in blood with gunshot wounds to the upper body. He was taken to the Savannah Lamar Public General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing. 17-year-old charged with murder of her brother. A 17-year-old student who is alleged to have killed her brother Alwyn Beckford has been slapped with a murder charge. Anika Dennis was recently charged following a question and answer session over the weekend. Her sibling, 24-year-old Sherika Dennis, and her stepfather, 62-year-old Ruston Dennis, were previously charged with Beckford's murder. The now deceased man was reportedly hit with a stone during a confrontation with his relatives last Monday at Hereford in Petersfield in the parish. He later succumbed to his injuries. Reports from the police indicate that Beckford was at home with his fiancée when an argument developed between him and one of his sisters. During the argument, it is alleged that the three family members, including his sisters, began hurling stones at Beckford, one of which reportedly hit him on the left side of the head, causing a wound that bled profusely. Beckford later collapsed and was rushed to the Savannah Lamar Public General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Their court date is being finalized. Man intervenes in dispute, stabs another man to death. A man who intervened during a dispute on Seaboard Street in Falmouth, Trelawney on Saturday, leading to the stabbing death of another, has been charged with murder. The deceased has been identified as 29-year-old Ricardo Makish, a porter of Hargis Settlement, Trelawney. Charged with his murder is 33-year-old Tashwin Todd, otherwise called Twain, a student engineer of Perry Town and Perry in St. Anne. Reports are that about 12:45 a.m., Ricardo got into a dispute with another man when Todd intervened. A knife was reportedly brought into play, and Ricardo was stabbed in the upper body. He was assisted to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The police said Todd turned himself in and was later charged on Monday, May 28th. A court date is being arranged. Prime Minister Holness says number of young girls who get pregnant in Jamaica remains cause for concern. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the number of young girls getting pregnant in Jamaica remains a cause for concern. He made the statement while speaking at a charitable ball for the Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation at the weekend. Mr. Holness noted that in the 46 years of operation, the Women's Center has served over 56,000 young girls. He said with 11,200 of those in the past 10 years, the statistics show that the issue of adolescent pregnancy is still of importance. Mr. Holness said a large number of these early pregnancies arise from abuse, and that has to be addressed. He also noted that several measures need to be put in place by government to address issues such as sexual harassment, domestic abuse, and gender-based violence.
It is still a considerably high number of our youngsters who are getting pregnant in their teenage years. It is still something that we should be concerned about. It hasn't made its way into the national consciousness, and that's probably because of the excellent work that the Women's Center is doing. But it is something that the government should pay attention to, because a large portion, a large number of these early pregnancies arise from harassment, domestic abuse, incest, and molestation from adults. And that has to be addressed. The government's commitment to combating gender-based violence is evident in the amendments to the Domestic Violence Act. The revised legislation empowers courts to issue protection orders and imposes stiffer penalties, including up to 1 year of imprisonment and fines of up to $1 million to deter abusers. Additionally, the launch of the gender-based violence hotline in November 2023 has been significant, receiving over 7,400 calls with 5,227 reports for women, offering a confidential platform for reporting and assistance.
Contracts to be awarded under Spark program by September 30, says Holness. The evaluation of bids and the award of contracts under the government's ambitious $40 billion Share Prosperity through Accelerated Improvement Spark program is expected to be completed by September 30. Prime Minister Andrew Holness gave the update on Tuesday during his contribution to the sectoral debate at Gardner House. He said the pre-qualification documents would have been available for download since April 22nd, and the tender period will now close this Friday, May 24. Holness explained that the award will be done in 4 packages of approximately equal value covering the 14 parishes. A total of 10 construction companies, 6 local and 4 international, participated in the pre-bid meeting for pre-qualification. It is to be noted that since the pre-bid meeting was not compulsory, it is possible that additional companies will submit proposals by the closing date, Holness noted. He said evaluation will be done by May 31 to select pre-qualified bidders based on established criteria including capacity and work experience. Pre-qualified bidders will be invited to submit bid proposal by August 15. Based on the consultations held to date, roughly 70 roads identified during consultations have been referred to the National Works Agency NWA to be scoped and valued. The consultations have been well attended, with constituents providing valuable input in local community road infrastructure to be rehabilitated. We have received overwhelming positive feedback from residents, local businesses, and stakeholders who have expressed their appreciation for involving them in the decision-making process and addressing their concerns directly, Holness stated. To date, community consultations to determine the roads to be targeted within constituencies have been held in Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, and St. Elizabeth, totaling 9 constituencies. The expectation is that meetings will be held in at least 9 constituencies per week. The Spark program will be implemented over 2 years. The works will include pavement resurfacing, rehabilitation, sidewalk rehabilitation, drainage improvement, waterline improvement, retaining wall construction, and intersection improvement at strategic locations. For the main roads under the NWA, in addition to the above, the installation of fiber optic ducts, retaining wall construction along sectoral corridors, and improvement of parking area and bus stops will also be included. The first allocation under the program is a total of $10 billion. Of this figure, each constituency will be allocated approximately $150 million. As roadway lengths are verified, a further allocation will be made based on the ratio of the kilometers of roads in the constituency relative to the national figure. This will lead to more equitable distribution across the island, taking into consideration that some constituencies have more roads than others, Holness explained. He said the municipal corporations, through the Ministry of Local Government, are now mapping all the roads. The process is 62% complete. Holness said the local roads component of the Spark program will be designed to have an engineering lifespan depending on location, environmental conditions, and usage of between 7 to 15 years. For these Sparks Road and all other roads to be repaired going forward, we will be able to align engineering data with financial allocations to ensure that our roadways remain in a state of good repair, he noted. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.